fans, let me hear ya howl!
You're tuned in to the TLEV show on Classical FM, a scholarly news debate with your colleagues.
Oh, come on, man. It's the fun stuff, the nerd news. So grab a popcorn and a soda, crank your stereo to the max, and get ready to enjoy the most tubular show on the radio.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have the most tubular show on YouTube. That is the TLEV show. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. We got a lot to talk about today. A lot of focusing on, of course, Halloween Horror Nights. We're going to touch a little bit on the basis of Midsummer Scream today. We're going to talk a little bit about FanFest and everything, but I can't do that alone. All right. No. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I have, of course, John from the Hauntline and Nico from the Entertainment Connection. Gentlemen, we are here. We are back on the TLEV show. How y'all doing?
Doing all
great.
right.
Yeah, man.
How are you doing?
I'm so happy to be back. Like, we haven't done a live on here in quite some time, and it's good to see, some people are coming in. We got Mary. Love to see Mary on the lives.
Hi, Mary.
Good to see you. Ariana's here, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
Ariana's here. Monica, how you doing? Larissa, welcome. Our favorite, of course. Let's do this. And of course, Albert, we see this. Can't have enough HHN talk. No, we cannot. And that is what we're going to be focusing a lot on today is, of course, HHN talk. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here once again, and we're going to be talking about some very important things, in my opinion, okay? And that is, of course, John Murdy's tweets, okay? We're going to be talking about his very cryptid tweets. We are going to go in full speculation mode today, and that is where I'm going to need y'all's help. I'm going to need Nico's help. I'm going to need John's help. I'm going to need you guys, as the viewers, all your guys' help with this, because, man, does he like to be cryptic. Like, he really does. I mean, like, there's some tweets I'm going to show you guys that you're going to have to like dig deep to really think about what kind of original mazes we might have, what IP mazes we might have. So
this is weird though, dude. John Murdy never tweets. He never tweets. What are you talking about?
Really? Oh man, I mean, I feel like that's just his thing, right? Like, I don't know if he even has like other social medias. Like, that's just the place he goes, is still on Twitter. Like, that's the spot. Larissa, I see this. Yeah, perfect weather from Spooky Chat. Yeah, that is for sure. I mean, it's cold out. The rain is slowly still around. It's pretty nice.
And stormy night.
Dark and stormy night. All righty, ladies and gentlemen. So how we're going to go through this is we actually have 4 different topics, 4 subgroups. Okay. We've got research. So this is where Murdy has done some research for some things. We got locations. So we've seen some tweets about locations and all that kind of stuff. We got maybe confirmed mazes. We'll talk about that a little bit too. And then HHN 2026. What? Hold up. We haven't even had HHN 2025. So what's going on, right? So we're going to get into all of those. And let's just say, boys, are you all ready for this? Get those thinking caps on. It's time. All right. Are we ready for this? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start off with research. So, as you guys can see, I've put some of the tweets here that he has been answering a lot of questions. He really likes to answer questions. And here he keeps it very cryptic. Like we said, sometimes the research is down to the smallest, minute things. Starting off with this one on the left, okay? This one was really hard to figure out. So Chaotic Neutral asked, what was the weirdest thing you had to research for this year, for 2025? And John Murdy responded with dural sheath. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Dural sheath is what he responded with. Now, if you guys look up what dural sheath is, if anybody took anatomy, like, you guys know that dural sheath is like literally something that holds up like the nerves of the spinal cord. Like, that's what I saw when I was doing research. So I'm trying to wonder, like, why you got to do some research on spinal cords? Like, gents, why spinal cords? Why we got to look into those?
Would you
Well,
like to,
yeah. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is El Silbón. We know that he rips out spinal cords. That's a thing.
Yeah, true.
yes.
But I'm trying to think of, does Art the Clown have anything to do with spinal cords, or like who else does spinal cord stuff? I'm drawing a blank here, but yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's just trying to be cryptic with his words. Like, can he just type spine into the into the search? Because if he ever gets arrested, man, and they search his search history, it's not gonna be good for him. But
This guy's fucking sick, man.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it does make me think more towards Art the Clown, and maybe it will be a Terrifier original maze or house.
Okay.
Sure.
At Halloween Horror Nights, and we know John Murdy loves his kill scenes.
Very true.
So maybe Art will have something to do with the spine. But I do like what John was saying about El Sabone.
Yeah, the El Sabone one is good because that he does like the spines, and if it really means, like, he needs a bunch of the scare actors to carry around spines and stuff like that, maybe he needs to know the anatomy of the spine, right? Like,
sure, yeah.
What kind of was going to my mind is, like, of course, like, rumors have been going around with Nosferatu, right? Like, I'm just picturing Nosferatu, right? His spine was crazy. Like, it was all over the place. So, that's kind of what I was thinking. Really, there's not much we can get with Dural Sheath, right? But let's go to the comments. We got Albert. He's thinking maybe Predator.
Okay.
I
would not be against Predator, but is that owned by 20th Century Studios?
Oh, I don't know.
Which is now Disney. So I don't think Disney would be giving away anything.
Who knows? I mean, look, we had AVP back in the day. I would love to see something like that again.
Yeah, that AVP was so good.
Like Brown Zombie said, HHN did have Predator versus Aliens twice. Hey, we do like to reuse mazes sometimes, so let's have it for a third time. We also have, where was it? We have Billy Bob. What's up, buddy? It makes me think the substance has to do with spines becoming younger.
Sure.
Ooh, like if we see like a morphing kind of situation with the scare actors, different phases. I mean, look, I haven't seen the substance yet. I really gotta see it.
Dude, you gotta see it. It's so good
on so many freaking Oscars. Snubbed.
We gotta have a movie night because you both need to see this, man. It's so good. It is so good.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I mean, hey, the substance, that'd be cool.
Sure.
That would be really cool. Jay is saying maybe Metallica might be perfect. Yeah, I mean, if I guess if you go like a dark route, something with spines and Metallica, just any kind of rock music for a maze, right, would be amazing for something.
Yeah, if you headbang too hard, you'll probably mess up your spine. So
exactly. There we go. Spinal Tap, maybe. And then so we also got this other one that there was some more research done. We've got over here. We have Weekend HHN asked, as per tradition, what's the weirdest thing you had to research for the 121-page House 6 treatment? So we know that he's been talking about that he's kind of been going between all the houses right now, reached up to 8 houses that he's been working on. And for House 6, he said that he had to research the difference, and pardon me if I get these wrong, the difference between a bollard and a balustrade. I think that's how you pronounce them. I hope. So he had to do the research between the difference between the two. Now, of course, we made a little something for you guys that you guys can see it way better here. All right. So as you guys can see on the top, we have a bollard. That is what it is. And the difference is that is mainly for security control. You see it on sidewalks, see it on parking lots, all that kind of stuff, right? balustrades, these are what you see for on stairs, balconies, terrace, kind of like what you see for it's architecture, right? It's very I don't know what kind of architecture you call it. Yeah,
it's decorative.
It's very decorative for sure.
It's almost Victorian a little bit.
Victorian, for sure.
Yeah, okay.
So he had to research the difference between the two. Now, I'm leaning towards that he maybe needed more the balustrade than the bollards. You know, maybe we're going to be working with some IPs or originals that are around the Victorian era, medieval era. I don't know. Like, boys, what are we thinking between these little? He had to do the research on these different things. Why he got to do this?
Go ahead, Nico. I'm stumped.
Yeah,
I'm stumped.
Yeah. Like something came to me because I didn't even think about the wharf. Ball.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Jeez, it just went out the window. Here, it came back. It flew back, smacked me in the face. Balustrades are for houses, yes? Like a banister?
Like
Yes, for banisters, balconies, all that kind of stuff, yeah.
So bollards are used for traffic and security control. There's a lot of that in The Last of Us Part 2.
Sure.
With the wharf bollard, there's a point in the game where you are by the water side quite a few times.
Okay.
So maybe that has something to do with The Last of Us Part 2. But
maybe.
Actually, I think it's Ghost Ship confirmed. Ghost Ship is coming to HHN.
There we go. Yep, that's it.
Finally. Oh, I've been waiting.
But yeah, that's all that's really coming to my head.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I
John?
can't think of anything else. I mean, the decorative thing obviously brings to mind like a spooky house. I mean, the balustrade down at the bottom looks very Haunted Mansion-y. But I mean, we've already done Hill House. I'm trying to think of anything else that has something like that. I mean,
maybe Abigail.
Oh, okay, sure.
In a house.
Abigail could be a really fun house. Could be a really fun house for sure.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, and I can't think of anything else where something like that would be featured. But Nico, I think you've hit it on the head talking about like a security fence or something because
man,
you know that does seem like it makes a ton of sense. Maybe we're getting Dead Exposure 2 and we're going back to the base or something. You know what I mean? Like
true.
Man, that'd be sick.
And on these pictures, like the ballers that I'm showing, these are kind of like older ones too. Like newer ones are just like big metal bars, and then sometimes just are yellow too. So these are like I just looked up some, then I was like, okay, maybe he's trying to do some kind of period piece, you know, Universal Monsters, maybe, you know, going back in the castle that we thought was burnt down and stuff like that. You know, maybe we're going back there. But yeah, no, I like that, boys. Like it's very like, look, guys, we're reaching, right? Like he gives us barely anything, and we love that sometimes. Like we just got to get our thinking caps on, and just the most random things can come out from that.
Can I add one more thing?
Yeah, go for it.
So you said Universal Monsters, and again, I see the wharf, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And he says he'll never do Creature from the Black Lagoon because of the suits, but we got Vecna and those weird full suits.
I don't believe it one bit. I don't believe it one bit.
So maybe
I mean, we got Vecna and what were the big Last of Us? The
bloaters.
Yeah.
Come on. True.
What's a Gilman? Gilman's easy.
Yeah. Nerds.
Yeah, so nerds. Colby has a pretty good one.
Oh yeah.
Dead Man's Pier from Orlando coming to Hollywood. Hey, that adds with the wharf thing, and there are balustrades on ships. You know, it's on classy ships. Oh, I see y'all's face.
I want it so bad. I just know we won't be able to do it justice. Because of the space that we have.
Well, we have the space, Nico. We have the soundstage 15. We have the space, but we don't have the design chops. But you know, Yeah,
I didn't say it that time. I didn't say it.
The space is there. I would love to see it, but that's my number one fear. Is that like that's one of my favorite houses from Orlando. It would have to 100% do it justice, or else don't even attempt it. Don't even try it. You know what I mean? Like walking into that house, the first thing you see is like the fisherman's market. I mean, with the crane and the lighthouse, and it was honestly you get instantly transported to somewhere else. You're no longer in a soundstage at all. The weather hits you, the cold. I mean,
it's a top tier.
It would be a daunting task. They would have to literally hand us the blueprints and go, "Yeah, here you go. Do this exactly." And that's the only way that it could potentially work.
100% agree. That maze was just beautiful. Don't try to do your own version for it.
Yeah.
We also got this son of a, all right. Staircase ? Don't tell me they're bringing back Exorcist again. At least maybe Halloween. Yeah, man. I mean, look, Exorcist, we've had it before, but again, we are not afraid to bring IPs over and over again. But, with Exorcist Believer being over in Vegas, I don't think we'll be touching Exorcist for a little bit. I think it's become Vegas's IP. Let's see. We also have, we have a lot of Dead Man's Pier. Wait, that's the same guy. That's right here. We have Mary. Dead Man's Pier sequel coming up, Hollywood. That'd be cool. That'd be so cool.
Dead Man Pier 2, even deader.
Yeah. Mary also said, I can't see Hollywood doing a bungee scare for it either. No. It's
which I don't get it. If Knott's can do it, if Orlando can do it, it's like, come on.
Yeah. I don't see us doing those kinds of no. We love our little, what are they called? Boo boxes, scare boxes.
Yeah. Scare squares, boo holes.
Scare squares. We have Acom say they should bring back old IPs. Hey, I love when they do that if they're able to bring stuff that we haven't seen in like 10 years, in decades, right? Like if they bring something from 2015, 14, all the way back to the beginning of Horror Nights, like that would be cool. Like, what do y'all think of bringing back old IPs that they used to have?
Yeah, I don't mind it as long as it's, not Halloween or
that I agree.
Or Exorcist.
Yeah.
Or any of them.
In fact, maybe not. It's just
you know what? Never mind.
You know what? I take it back.
Change of mind right there.
I'd love to see Freddy come back.
Rob. I like Mystery's face. Thanks,
there
Rob.
he is.
You're the best. Thanks,
what a stud.
Rob's the best. All right. Time to move on, ladies and gentlemen, to locations. Here we go. So let's start off with Theme Park Wizards question. All right. He asked John Murdy, with that big hillside project going on next to the Mummy, will there still be a HHN house in that location this year? Murdy responded, I'm designing it. So, of course, designing and actually putting something there are two different things. But if y'all don't know, if you haven't been to Universal in quite some time, they are cutting down that hillside by the Starway. That's nobody really knows what the project's for. A lot of people are speculating, like, expansion, which we would love, right? But really, I genuinely think it's because that hill is falling and they got to protect the Starway. So they are cutting that down. And this is a pretty good question because right now when they're cutting it down, lots of fences are up. The area for the Mummy Queue, where we usually have a maze, where last year we had dead exposure, it is cleared up. There is enough space, but does it become a safety hazard? So, boys, my question to you guys: are we getting something there this year?
It's a house called Landslide, and you start at the top of the escalator of the Starway, and you just slide all the way down it.
Like the food case. There
we go. No.
Many years ago.
Not the food case. I mean, yeah, that's a great question, dude. Because especially with the rain these days, I mean, I know that they're doing stuff with it already. They've already built those. There's those huge 90-degree angle steel structures that are down there to hold up the wall. I mean, I guess it's all going to really depend on the next couple of weeks and whether the city, whether the park, whether the state decides that it's safe. I mean, I mean, anything could happen there. Yeah.
It'll come to the last minute. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know the hillside was collapsing. So that's
that's what a lot of people
with a roller coaster being built right on the side of it.
No, it's fine, Nico.
It's
no,
safe,
it's
Nico.
okay.
And also that's part of the thrill. Okay,
Exactly.
All right.
That's the drift in the
that's
the drift element.
Perfect.
Yeah.
They didn't tell us what's drifting. Was it the carts or the tracks?
Fast and Furious geological drift. That's what it is.
But what's going to be interesting is if the whole side is blocked off right now for the construction, how are people either going to enter the house from there or exit the house?
Right.
Because the only way to get to that area is through a little door that's through the mummy queue.
Yep. No, you're right.
So, will the mummy be down for the event? It's extremely popular, so I don't see why it would be. I just don't know how they would configure the space, like the floor plan, to get people in and out.
They would have they would have to reverse the entrance and the exit again. So going back to how it was old school, where the entrance was on the other side of the building.
Yep.
Behind the building, and then have that other area be exit only. But then, to your point, Nico, the queue is a big component there. I know that in the past they tried setting up the queue kind of on the walkway leading up to the toxic tunnel with 3 X's, 4 X's, I forgot. 7 X's now, yes. But they kind of scrapped that. It was at a weird angle, so it didn't really work. But I honestly, that's the one location where I'm like, if we lose a location, it's going to be that one. And then we may get what was it, Soundstage 17 back? Whatever we use for Exorcist Believer, that could be making a comeback.
Mm-hmm. True.
So at least there's a backup plan, but it would suck to lose that location because it has been a pretty solid location for the past couple of years. But if anything, I think it would be just temporary.
Maybe we get the Jurassic Park or Jurassic World
say.
location.
Sure. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That's a good point.
We also got right here, Rob is saying they have to climb over the dirt. All right. So that's a new way to get in, right? That is great.
So bring your off-road shoes.
We have Albert also saying rumors studio tour will be moving there. Yeah, I mean, we have heard that rumor. It'll be weird to do that because you got Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, actually, there's something there that exists now.
Yeah.
So starting the tour there would be interesting.
Back when they had it down there, to your point, there was no Jurassic World. There was no Jurassic World. The Starway was kind of it was built, but it wasn't super configured like it is now. Everything's different down there. They had more room back in the day to start the studio tour there. I don't think that's what it's going to be. I really don't. I could see them, instead of having that big hillside of dirt, I could see them putting office spaces in there or I don't know, some sort of new production facility or something. But I don't think it's the studio tour. It's just the route doesn't make a ton of sense anymore.
It would be a weird route for sure. It would be.
That'd be a lot of space you need for a new load and unload. Queue. Everything.
And then that means that you're constantly every single day loading and unloading the studio tour down in the back lot, which I'm sure they don't want that. They don't want in the studio space, it's down below that hill. The last thing they want is a bunch of tours going there every single day and loading and unloading there. So I don't think that's what it's going to be, but we'll see.
We'll see. All right. And then of course the other location, someone asked, is the Terror Tram coming back this year? And Murdy responded, of course. Now, I did see that he tweeted that he hasn't started working on the Terror Tram yet, but he responded, of course. So I'm taking that, as we're going to say a 98% chance that we will for sure have the Terror Tram again.
Sure.
That 2% is just me being hopeful and wishful. But gents, Terror Tram coming back.
Well, we know what Nico thinks.
Yeah, I mean, Terror Tram's coming back. You know what else that means? That means probably only 8 houses, right?
Yeah.
Not another 10 house year, you know. So Nico, I see thumbs down. Why?
I'm over it, man. I'm over the same thing over and over with it's just lipstick on a pig. If they, like I've been saying over and over and over again, if they gave us new locations like Little Europe and 6 Points, Texas, I'd be down for it.
Yeah.
But it's just the same thing.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of over it.
Ugh, yeah.
Yeah, and they took away Jupiter's Claim from us, which was, really refreshing and really new. And I really can't imagine what the Terror Tram could even be again this year. It would have to be some Blumhouse property.
I feel
or I mean, I saw somebody in the chat earlier mention the Titans of Terror. I really enjoyed the Titans of Terror Tram. That was fun. But again, going back to Nico's point, it's been the same route for the past couple of years. It's been the same bag of tricks. I'm ready to see a huge change, and I don't think we'll get that anytime soon. So, Terror Tram is probably going to be another filler IP, another good way to get some people into the queue, walking around. A people eater.
Right.
It's going to be just a people eater.
Yeah,
which sucks because I when the Terror Tram came back, I was like, we're back, baby. Like they're putting more effort into it. They're really thinking it through. And then people hated Larry Larva. It's kind of grown stale. It's tough.
Man. No, and that's the hard part, because I feel like Larry, we got again an original storyline for the Terror Tram, and I thought that was brilliant. Like we got that. We got, what was his name again? Oh my god, the clown, the freaking clown.
Hollywood Harry.
Hollywood Harry. Oh,
very memorable, clearly. Very memorable.
We had him twice.
Harry Potter.
I feel like
Hollywood Harry Potter.
Hollywood Harry Potter. There you go. But
Patronus.
They needed to give Hollywood Harry like a cigarette to walk around with. Like, he just seems like, like we needed full crusty mode,
Oh my gosh.
Expelliarmus or whatever,
we have fun here, ladies and gentlemen. But we tried with the original stuff, but it's just like, I don't know, like what would work out for the Terror Tram. Like, it's been a minute since I think something's been popping there. Like I feel like when they added Jupiter's Claim, like that was a huge success.
Yeah.
Like in my opinion, like when we got to see the tethered and use up that space,
so cool.
That worked great. Like even the first year, second year was cool too, but I feel like genuinely the first time we got it, that was top tier in my opinion.
And the performers back there were killing it, man. They did such a great job playing the tethered. They were also scary. I almost ran into a guy that was like at least 6 inches taller than me, and that was terrifying. Just like a big ass tethered, and I'm like, bro, damn, I feel like, tiny.
But let's take it to the comments. HHN 365, what up, y'all? It's time for
so toxic. So toxic. Wow.
That's so toxic. Yeah.
Very toxic.
So raunchy.
Come on down to the Terror Tram.
The toxic XXX tram.
Just neon signs all over the place in the front. Oh gosh.
And it's just it's the grabber without his shirt on. It's like the open shirt grabber.
They saved the facade. They saved the facade of the Twister from dusk till dawn.
No. See, they're wearing the toxic tunnel like mask, but it's like a normal human body. Like that's
no. My worst nightmare.
Hell yeah.
Heck yeah. We got Rob say Terror Tram equals Squid Game.
Oh
man, that'd be cool, but I don't.
That would be cool,
That'd
but
be cool.
you're gonna have a lot of guests stopping to try and play those games.
Oh gosh, yeah, people will actually play red light, green light. Like they'll stop, and then the
They
people
go, green light, green light, green
Yeah,
light.
yeah. The cast members will be like, "Keep going, keep going."
You didn't say green light.
I didn't say red light, so keep going.
We got Traveltron saying, since the tram tour is losing Fast and Furious, if they don't have a replacement by then, could be an indoor maze on the
Shoot,
tour.
that'd be cool.
Ooh,
That would be
haunted
cool.
hayride kind of thing.
Sure.
You know, that'd be cool. I don't know if that's super safe, to be honest, but would be really cool.
Just give us
Wow.
Larry Larva 360 3D, giant
Boom.
bugs, a big old Larry being like, "Hey, it's just a big Scrooge commercial all around us."
Yes.
Yeah. Aiden says, I'll take an original Terror Trim any day over Blumhouse. Yeah,
Amen.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree on that one. And Hellhound Han also says, would love to see all Hollywood Harry make a comeback.
Yeah.
I would like to see a comeback from him in his own original maze.
Yes.
I think that would be
Yes.
wonderful. So yeah. And then we got one more sort of location tweet. We got this one coming from Jackson the Clown. Is there any chance we are getting new house locations this year, or are they all places we have been before? John Murdy, of course, said, "Oh, you never know." Now, of course, we've talked about this before, where I think also Murdy sometimes does not know which locations he's allowed to have for the season. We've seen that last year, Soundstage 12 was a quick move for the maze. For Bloodline. Bloodline was supposed to be where Exorcist Believer was the previous year, but due to filming restrictions and all that kind of stuff, had to move it quickly to Soundstage 12. So, gents, I'm going to put it out there as I always do. Could this mean, and I'm praying, could this mean the backlot is
Oh,
back?
don't get my hopes up. Don't even get my
That'd be
hopes up.
amazing.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I
How
mean,
about you?
oh, sorry. Go ahead, Nico. Go for it.
No, go right ahead.
I was
Go
going
right
to say, I want to remind everyone that for a second there, it looked like we were going to have 4 houses on the back lot, 4 of them, which is really interesting before 2020 happened. So, we were on our way to having a really big event consistently. And then everything changed. But again, I keep going back to Hollywood is losing productions left and right. People are going out of state. They're going out of country.
True.
I mean, yeah, it could very well be a year where they come back, but we would maybe start seeing signs of that within the next 2 months here. So if that parking lot behind that facade or that big wall starts looking rather empty, then maybe.
Oh, dude, that I feel like that would be a great sign. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I hope. Nico.
But the end of that tweet from Jackson the Clown says, "Are they all places we have been before?" So John said, "Oh, you never know." So maybe it's a place we have never had a maze. So where would that be?
I'm trying to
Which
think.
makes me
Well,
think.
yeah. I mean, here, I'm going to put this question up there too, because that kind of goes with it. How many sound stages we get in this year besides Soundstage 15? That's basically the lower lots UBE venues. So kind of to that, Nico, like what sound stages could we use? I'm trying to think in that, like down in that location, I feel like, well, if we have Soundstage 12 open, if we have Soundstage 15 open, and then if we have, I keep forgetting what the one is called for where Exorcist Believer was.
Yeah,
but if we have that one open, that's 3 sound stages right there. And T-Pad, that's a location for 4 mazes, like all down there.
Yeah,
Also, go ahead, Nico. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say the sound stages behind Mario Kart are used quite often.
Right.
But if there's a down period and that stretch is empty, that's what, like 3 sound stages available for new houses. So,
but also
wonder.
I know that we are going to be seeing Star Trek and right behind Despicable Me for FanFest, and that is kind of like a maze walkthrough that's going to be going down. And I know you've told me they've used that for Horror Nights before, right?
Yeah, they used that for House of a Thousand Corpses and Alice Cooper.
Yeah. Dang.
But that, well, I don't know if I want to get into it right now or just wait a little bit, but just Soundstage 15.
Yeah.
Like, with Dungeons and Dragons happening in there, who knows the fate of that for Horror Nights?
True. I see Jay saying Soundstage 12. No, that's not.
It's
That's
22.
Where
It's 20.
Yeah,
22.
22.
Soundstage 22.
Right
I'm looking at the map right now. So there are 4. 22. There's 4 sound stages back there: 20, 21, 22, and 23. So I mean, they could use maybe 20, and then have the queue happen in like 21. There's a possibility down there for sure. That to me seems like the most appropriate new location for HHN, honestly.
Absolutely.
Because there's not only is it 20, 21, 22, 23, there's also 16 and 17, which are right there. And then there's Soundstage 24. So there's a ton of sound stages down there that are right by each other that I could definitely see them. I mean, the tent location, the T-pad. The T-pad is right across from Soundstage 16. So they could do like a dual queue line kind of situation down there and use both 16 and the T-pad.
Very true. Yeah. No, that's a great point. I mean, all we're showing is that there is possibility that we get more sound stages. And that is something I feel like Horror Nights in Hollywood could really benefit from.
Yeah.
We are very lucky that our weather is not as insane as Orlando's.
Thank
but
God.
There's a lot more you can control when you have a sound stage. And I know, like, especially for last year in Ghostbusters for in Hollywood, Murdy was talking about how their AC unit, that they were trying to make the rooms cold, but it stopped working. It kept breaking down. That I don't think is as big as an issue inside a sound stage. So it's small things like that where you want to control the weather, where you want to control smells, effects, all that kind of stuff is a lot easier inside a sound stage. I also want to put this from Hellhound Haunt. I'm so glad that I got to experience the backlot in 2019. It's an experience you'll never forget. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like we'll get it again anytime soon. Hey, that's hurting my feelings. I hope we get it soon.
What?
What?
Are we good? I don't know if I should say it right now or if I should wait.
Just say it, Nico.
Later.
It's up to you, Nico. Say it now. We'll get back to it later too.
We're getting Courthouse Square for Back to the Future for
You should have never said it, Nico. You should
Oh,
have.
no! No!
All right, well, that is the end of the stream, ladies and gentlemen.
But that's a good point, Nico. That's a good point, man.
No, you're right.
We
You're
are
right.
getting the backlot in some
True.
sense. So, help me. I don't know.
No, I agree. It's very possible. I really hope so. All right, let's move on because we still got a lot to go over. Okay, so now this is the area that is confirmed maze ? Because these ones, of course, it is not truly confirmed, but read between the lines. It's possible that we see these IPs or some sort of originals coming. So we've got this from Groovy. Hello, Mr. Murdy. I was wondering, you've said multiple times we can't get a creature from the Black Lagoon. Have you ever thought of this island Earth? Like, is that possible? He said, yes, I've thought about it. Now, he's again talking about the creature of the Black Lagoon. But I feel like, because I'm going to show another tweet later, and maybe I should show it now, but there is a particular artist coming back this year. And it sounds like we might be getting another Universal Monsters themed maze. But if we were to just talk about the first part where he talked about this island Earth thing. So that is a sci-fi film, a very old sci-fi film. But he's thought about that. So has he also thought about other sci-fi mazes, sci-fi IPs that we could be getting this year? If we were to see a sci-fi IP, boys, what do you guys think we could see at Horror Nights? I know we've gotten Alien, I know we've gotten Predator, but is there any other kind of sci-fi that you would think like, oh, this would kill at Horror Nights?
I mean, Alien. Some Alien thing comes to mind for sure. So maybe like maybe like Signs.
Signs, okay, all right.
Or God, I'm blanking, of course, on all the Alien movies, but there's been some very scary Alien movies. I mean, hell, the freaking what is that? Close Encounters. Close Encounters.
Yeah.
Had some really terrifying scenes in it. But so yeah, I'm blanking on it, but that would be kind of fun. I mean, hell, we have the War of the Worlds set.
Dude,
that would be pretty terrifying, honestly.
Sci-fi terror train. Let's do it. That would be cool. Nico, any kind of sci-fi thing? You could also be original too. Sci-fi original could work.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything. We are getting Star Trek for FanFest.
Right.
Don't know how scary that's gonna be because it is a walkthrough with live performers. So
the Cabin in the Woods would be kind of, but that's not really sci-fi. I mean, it's kind of sci-fi.
Yeah, kind of.
But yeah, I was also thinking about War of the Worlds. If it just had an alien invasion, it doesn't even have to be War of the Worlds. It could just be an original alien invasion concept. And yeah, I would love to see an original alien or sci-fi walkthrough or house at Horror Nights.
That would be sick. I mean, hell, like
you could do E.T. E.T. scared the crap out of me as a kid, man. Like the forest scenes, or like when he finds it in the backyard of the cornfield. I mean, that traumatized for sure.
Let's go to the comments. Let's see what everybody's saying. We have Trebotron saying, "I love the fly maze. That would be cool. That would be really cool." Rob, you got the Black Mirror.
Sure.
Do some episodes, mix them all together. Cabin in the Woods. Mary's on board. Cabin in the Woods. Something like that would be cool.
Thanks,
Billy's saying Mars Attack.
That would be fun. That would be fun.
And you know what? Let's use those Chucky animatronics to create the aliens and have them be the aliens from Mars Attack. That'd be great right there. We have this guy. Not gonna say your name. Alien a Scare Zone. Ooh, Alien Scare Zone. That'd be cool.
KS has a really good comment too. Event Horizon. That's a great horror sci-fi movie. It takes place on a spaceship. It's gory. It's great, man. That would be pretty cool.
Even go back to video games with like Dead Space.
Oh, sure.
There we go. But essentially what we're showing, guys, is that, it's very possible to have some kind of sci-fi maze. I've never seen we've seen Alien. But there is other options than just Alien, right? Like there is stuff out there. We also have this little confirmed maze thing. And this is what I was talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Horror Night Madness asks, and this was recent too, is Slash going to score another house this year? Murdy's response, yes. Now, gents, my question to y'all, Slash scoring another maze, is it Universal Monsters or is it something else?
It's gotta be. I mean, he's become our Universal Monsters guy. I would be so surprised if he did anything outside of maybe his own house. Maybe, the mind of Slash, music by Slash, artwork by Slash. That's the only thing I could think of. But he's become our Universal Monsters. He's like the John Williams to our Universal Monsters. He's just scoring all of them.
No, that's true. That is very true. Nico?
Yeah. What John said, I think for Hollywood at least, if the music isn't done by Slash for Universal Monsters, it will just feel weird.
Yeah.
I think with Clowns 3D, that was a tester for Slash to see what he thought about making music for the houses. And then he started doing the Universal Monsters. So I think,
Yeah.
no doubt, I think it's a Universal Monsters project that he's working on.
Sure, it's
But-
not Slash by Splash. Rob's got a point.
Damn it, Rob, you genius.
That's the grand finale. Slash by Slash. Music by Slash.
HHN 365 says, well, now we need an updated vinyl. And
We
yeah,
do.
that was my issue with getting the vinyl. I was like, there's no way we're done working with Slash here. And now we're gonna have to get a new one every year. I mean, hey, that's how you make some money right there.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
man, like
We need an
all
update
right.
on the digital
That too. Yeah.
music, because I
True.
want the
True.
Unmasked. I want
Bloodline.
Bloodlines. Yeah.
Back
Yeah.
to the sci-fi one. I do like this from AJ's Day Off. Bring back the thing.
Yeah. We haven't really
That would
gotten
be
it.
cool. No,
Yeah.
but that would be that would be awesome. Mo says new alien Romulus maze. I mean, look,
Yes.
that is Fox,
Yeah.
but you know,
Yeah.
it's
would
possible.
be
If Fox
sick.
doesn't do their own thing, it's very possible. But like, yeah, back to Slash. Like, I would love that we were to see him do music for original, you know. I do like the idea of like Slash having his own maze. Like, that is pretty cool. Like, if they go that route where it's just the mind of Slash and all, like we got that with The Weeknd. Maybe let's give Slash a chance to do that, right? Like, The Weeknd was really creepy. Don't get me wrong, that one was really creepy. Not super scary, just a little weird. But I feel like with Slash, like, that can be hardcore. Like, I feel like there's some gory stuff that can go on with if Slash has control of his entire own maze.
Although I gotta say, man, I don't know if you guys follow Slash on Instagram or on his socials. He posts some weird shit sometimes. So the mind of Slash is gonna be really interesting.
It's all over the place.
Oh yeah. I can't even describe some of the stuff that he posts. So just look at it at your own discretion. It would be interesting to say the least.
There's a lot of times where like the fans go, "Sir, like,
Yeah.
are you all right? Is everything okay?"
They'll be like, "Sir, it's 1 p.m. What is happening?"
Yeah.
Or they'll be like, "Slash, I'm
This is
at
a
work, dude.
Wendy's."
Jeez, sir, this is a Wendy's." Oh man.
This is a Wendy's. And then the last little confirmed maze post we got is right here. Mr. John Murdy, what are your thoughts on the new Wolfman movie? I know he was at this year's Halloween Horror Nights in the Terror Tram part for a little bit. Do you think he could get a maze for the new Wolfman movie? I mean, Universal fan, we never really got to see him in the Terror Tram. We kind of got scared away. But Murdy said, haven't seen it yet. Read the script and it was very good. Now, gents, I haven't seen the movie yet. Is it good?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it wasn't awful.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had a good time. I went in there and got what I expected, but it's not.
Is it maze material? Is my real question.
Yeah.
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 Oh, okay.
But the only thing is that Orlando's Wolfman looked nothing like what he did in the movie. So I don't know where they got that sculpt from, but that was not it.
Yeah, it was strange. It was
Really?
strange for sure. But I can certainly see it being a house. I mean, it would kind of have the Exorcist problem where there wouldn't be a ton of locations. So you'd kind of be going through the house, the forest, the barn, the house, the forest. You know what I mean? But it's doable. It's definitely
Very doable. Very cheap. Very doable.
Sure, yeah.
We got HHN 365 saying, did he really just read the whole script for a Terror Tram segment? Hey, that would be kind of crazy, right? Like, if he's reading the whole script for a short snippet of last year's Terror Tram, which we didn't even get to see.
No.
Very odd, right?
Yeah.
Very odd. No, that's a great point right there, HHN 365. So, I mean, we've always talked about horrors of Blumhouse, right? Like, it is something, and I've talked about it in a video we made a while ago, that horrors of Blumhouse is just something that we kind of have to really just get used to out here in Hollywood. Like, either it's going to be a maze or it's going to be a terror tram. Maybe a scare zone one day. Heck, maybe we'll see the scare zone that was in Orlando, which I don't know if it was really a scare zone, but the walkthrough, I guess. Maybe we'll see something like that this year. Who knows? But just be ready for something with Horrors of Blumhouse. It's almost become like it's an annual thing.
They're not going away anytime soon.
No,
they're gonna stick around.
It's the new Walking Dead.
Yes, yeah. The studio will continue losing money on those movies, but they're gonna stick around for a long time.
The only reason why they're in business is because of Horror Nights.
I mean, honestly, though, yeah, that's so true.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting for a Megan house. I'm still waiting for a Five Nights at Freddy's house. There's so many things that are so unused in that Blumhouse library that I'm like, come on, guys.
No, I agree. There's just so much. And then I didn't even know there's a movie. I'm forgetting what it was called. It was The Lady in Black, I think. It's something like that. That's coming out
or something.
Yeah. Literally coming out in about
The Woman in the Chair.
Is that what it is?
Oh, no,
it's not. Yeah.
No, it's The Lady in the Yard. I think you're right.
It's like the Timo version of The Woman in Black.
Anyways, there's this film coming out in 20 days. I haven't seen a single trailer for it.
Yeah, it's the woman in the yard, but she is sitting in a chair in a yard.
The
woman in a chair in a yard. Where the green grass grows all around, where the green grass grows all around.
She's friends with the woman in black. She's her cousin.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Twice.
She's like, look, it's the woman in black and it's outside. No, that's the woman in the yard. Oh, no. Why could it not be the woman in black? They're not even. Yeah, Travel Trolls got it right.
The lady in the lot.
That's a different kind of movie. Let's be real. Rob, the lady on the front porch. Yeah, I mean, look. We'll start going through all of them.
That's the franchise right there.
Each streaming service is going to have its own version.
Oh,
the lady on the front porch will be on Disney Plus. The lady in the lot will be Paramount Plus.
Oh, geez.
We'll just keep going.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Anywho, Blumhouse, we'll probably see it again. So let's real quick just talk about these tweets of HHN 2026. So these are literally came out maybe 2 days ago. And Murdy said, just to confuse you, talking to everybody, completed the treatment for a house today. Came in 124 pages. So a medium-sized house. Been working on it the last 2 weeks, but don't get too excited. You're not going to see it this year. Not because of any changes to the event lineup, just because. And then Peter asked, so it's for 2026? And Murdy said, yes, but I'm not telling anyone else, but because I want to see their wild theories, which we're doing today, are presented as facts because they know someone on the inside who is in fact a dude who works at Hot Topic, play out in a series of increasingly preposterous speculation videos. Deal? I feel like that's a major call out right there. Murdy, I don't like that. That hurts my feelings a little bit.
You don't know anything, Murdy. You don't know us. You don't know anything
you don't
about
know how much work we put in here, okay? You don't know us.
Okay, now let's speculate wildly.
Yeah, exactly. But Jen, he's working on 2026 stuff already. Is this a contract-based IP for 2026? That's what my mind went to straight away. It's like, this is something he's had set up for that. Or, and we'll talk about on the other little slide that I made, is it because he's preparing for something for maybe his final year? We'll talk about that afterwards. But gents, is this an IP that he got for 2026? What are we thinking?
Well, we were just speaking about Blumhouse, and I do know that 2026, it is slated that we're going to have a new Mummy movie come out. April 2026. Another IP that's big that's coming out 2026, Scream 7. So I don't know. That's the elusive white whale that we'll probably never get at Horror Nights, but it's coming out. Also, Scary Movie, the next Scary Movie.
True.
So yeah, I can't.
A lot of sequels.
Yeah, I mean that's Hollywood, baby.
That's Hollywood, baby. Let's not make anything new.
Yeah.
Nico, what are you thinking?
One other thing is Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is coming out December 5th, 2025.
Very fair.
Okay.
Maybe
Okay.
it's Five Nights at Freddy's. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
finally get it at the event.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
True.
Or that guy looks like he's from The Good Place, so maybe a Good Place house.
Oh gosh, the alien said new Exorcist movie coming 2026. No,
That's
enough,
right.
enough,
Mike
enough,
Flanagan's
enough.
Exorcist movie.
Enough with the Exorcist. We don't need it again. Let's get through 2025 first, right? You know.
Oh, Lordy Jesus Christ! We're okay.
That was the
I
Exorcist
love this.
coming at you.
I trust a dude that works at City Hot Topic more than I trust most people about HHN. Ooh, very fair, very fair.
You know what,
Mary's
Elizabeth?
on board
You're
with
laying on the ground.
all the Mummy too. I mean, I know a lot of people love the Mummy, and we got, the Mummy never got his own maze yet, right? Like that could be something.
I mean, technically, we had the Revenge of the Mummy Returns, Chamber of Doom, but not an HHN, not an HHN.
Not HHN.
So technically,
Aiden says, and Mike Flanagan, we trust sometimes.
Oh,
sometimes,
okay.
Sometimes. But I do like this right here from Albert. 2026 will be Murdy's personal 20th anniversary with HHN. Could it be his swan song? Now, I like that because he does kind of talk about that right here. Finished a house maze boo box scare shanty treatment I've been working on for the last couple of weeks. Ended at this blah 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 blah. It occurred to me today that this will be my 20th season of creating HHN for Hollywood. I was originally shooting for 10 when I started. Crazy. So 20 years, gents. We know Murdy's not out here as much as usual anymore. Are we prepping? And why he's working on IPs for 2026? Are we prepping to say farewell to the man behind Horror Nights?
I think so. I think this might be, I think this might be it. We have 2 walkthrough experiences coming to FanFest.
Yeah.
We don't know who's actually designing those. So maybe those are tests to see, like, hey, let's see what you got to
who's taking over.
We also don't really know who is designing Horror Unleashed. So
that is true.
I mean, Vegas ain't that far from us. It's not very far at all. It's an hour. It's 45 minutes in a plane.
Right.
To your point, Nico. Yeah, man. There's a chant in WWE, the na 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 na, hey hey hey, goodbye. I'm saving that one for a special occasion.
I will be hiding my face when you're doing that. I'm gonna be ducking down wherever we are. Yeah, but look, 20 years. I mean, for any career, 20 years is a big point where you make your decision of like, is this it? Right? Is this the final chapter of my career in this field I'm in? Right. And we know that if he's already prepping stuff for 2026, what if 2026 is like end with a bang kind of thing where he's like, I'm putting all the things that, I have always wanted, and let's just get it going. I hope it doesn't affect 2025, but like, what if it's just like Universal monsters all over the place? It's some of the first mazes that he created, right? Like his first years. Like it's just really like it's just closing the book. And I agree. I think 20 years is like that's a good spot to end it, right? Pass it on now. 20 years is a long freaking time. You've done a lot in those 20 years. And let's let some of these newcomers, I mean, like we've seen it with the engineering team already. We've seen what Orlando is able to do when they have a bigger group working all together. We're going to be able to see what Unleashed is able to offer.
Sure.
But nothing's confirmed yet, right? But man, 2026 could be the year, huh, gents? It could be.
Yeah.
I certainly wouldn't be surprised, but I also certainly wouldn't be surprised if it's not.
Right. Because we thought, I mean, look, he said shooting for 10 years and, he started doing that like Last Carney stories on Twitter and stuff like that a while back. We thought that was him saying goodbye, everyone, but it was not that. So I think it's something that we could ask him later on down the line.
Sure.
Check in and be like, where are you at? Let's feel the temperature. Let's get a temp check, right? Here we go. KS is saying Murdy 20th anniversary merch. Sure. Let's do it. Larissa, 20 years is a good run. He can go now. I think, yep. Let's keep it at that, right? I feel like you could have put 2 more dots at the end there, Larissa, and put some emotion on there. Let's see. Albert, don't sound so sad, guys. No, 20 years is a long freaking time, guys.
Oh, sorry, Albert. Oh, God. Oh, there you go.
But yeah, I mean, Aiden. Hey, he's ready to throw his hat in, dude. Hey, Murdy.
Hey.
I mean, that would be whoever takes up that spot. It's going to be like, it's a spot to fill that you're going to get a lot of criticism the first year for sure. No matter if it's bad or good that year, you're going to hear it. You're going to hear it and be like, oh my God, they should have never replaced him. Or,
oh, yeah.
There's going to be a lot of haters, right? And there is when that happens.
And it's going to be so weird. Like I talk about like how mazes are repetitive all the time and just it's the same scare, it's the same situation with all these houses. But when he's gone and somebody else takes over, I'm going to be walking through these houses like, wait, this isn't the Horror Nights Hollywood I know. Where has it gone? And I probably will miss it.
Now, credit where credit is due. I mean, he definitely helped usher in the era of the IP, which I'm very thankful for. After he took over HHN, I mean, we have been going steady. There were a lot of years there where HHN Hollywood was kind of the bastard child, where it would be on and off. Are we going to do it this year? Are we not? Right. And then he gives us a ton of content. I mean, look at us here. We're spoiler alert.
Spoiler. Sorry,
Nobody look.
No, guys.
I mean, John definitely. I do appreciate and love that he's so interactive with the fans.
Right.
Yes.
So that is definitely really fun, and I love that he gives us content with his little shit posts that get us talking. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But yeah, I think I've been a big proponent of, what I love about Orlando is that it's a huge collaborative effort between a ton of different designers. To 365's point, I think it would be nice to have people kind of divvy up the event so that there's a little bit more attention paid to each IP, to each house, and it could only make the event better. It could only make the event better.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I mean, getting multiple perspective, multiple ideas in there, we saw that when I always forget his name, Chris Williams got that full control for Pandora's Box. That was a crazy maze, and that was all his brain. That was his little child, his little baby.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, man. He was he was proud of that one. But yeah, so like we've seen it before. When you get multiple minds, multiple individuals, coming with their own ideas and all that kind of stuff, get a lot done. So, all right, that is what we have for right now for Horror Nights. Now, this part is a little bit connected with Horror Nights, and this is where Nico is ready to jump in because we're going to be talking about Universal Fan Fest nights. Now, a quick little summary: Universal Fan Fest nights, after dark event that Universal is going to be having with so many awesome IPs, with One Piece, Back to the Future, Star Trek, Dungeons and Dragons, Jujutsu Kaisen. Harry Potter. Am I forgetting, boys? Harry Potter. Yes, Harry Potter. And we're gonna see all of these things, but not just that. With Star Trek and with Dungeons and Dragons, we are going to be getting a maze walk through experience. And that is where this comes in right here, ladies and gentlemen. we've got construction going right now for the Dungeons and Dragons Secrets of Waterdeep walkthrough experience. This is potentially going to be like an HHN maze. We can see the lumber is starting to come in. This is right by the T-pad. And gents, how do we feel? We're going to be getting essentially a very I guess I would think it's a smaller maze type walkthrough for this event, but we are going to get something that seems like a maze before HHN. How does that feel, boys?
I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I'm also
Yeah,
I've recently gotten super into D&D. I've been playing D&D for the first time for the past year, and it's so much fun. So I'm really excited to finally see an officially branded experience at Universal.
dude.
And I know it's going to look great. It's going to be really exciting to be able to see some of these things up close and personal. So yeah, I'm super stoked, man.
Yeah. I have never played Dungeons and Dragons before. I've always wanted to. I think it would be fun to role play and get my creative juices going. But I'm super excited for this. I think that's Xanathar in the cover art. I don't know if that's right or not.
Right.
But I think it's going to be super awesome. The puppetry is going to be done by the Henson Studios.
That's so sick. Yeah.
So they're obviously fantastic at doing
Legendary.
puppets.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I just hope it's done really, really well. I have a Dungeons and Dragons channel on my TV that I watch a lot.
There you go.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping to see the gelatinous cube.
Yeah.
Vecna, maybe
Sure.
Vecna will be
Yeah.
here for Horror Nights if we have
Dungeons
it.
and Dragons Vecna. Yeah.
D&D house if they just keep it up. So I don't know.
And to go back to that Xanathar, Nico, I have a feeling it's going to be a lot like what we saw in Monstros with it was Elsie Bones' head, right? Yeah, that came out at us.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
sure,
El
yeah.
Kukui.
And El Kukui, yeah, El Kukui's head too. I have a feeling it's going to be that, where we're going to see that big kind of puppet coming out towards us.
Yeah, that beholder is going to come for us for sure. Man.
Yeah,
it's
for
us.
sure.
We're going to be running from it like that.
Yeah. We do have this question right here. I wonder if that Mike Wazowski ripoff is going to have boo holes and stuff like that as a nod to HHN. Great question. I mean, we don't know the team that's behind building this walkthrough experience. However, to keep things moving, I wouldn't be surprised if we've got some boo holes. I don't think we're going to have a bunch. I don't think it's going to be a full HHN maze. But there might be some, right? Just to have a character jump out at you quickly. Just a reminder that this event is still supposed to be family friendly. So it'll be interesting if there's going to be signs in the front, if it is a little scarier. But that's something also to take into consideration is that this is for the whole family. But to be honest, if I were a little kid and I saw that thing, that Mike Wazowski ripoff, I would be scared. So to be honest, it could be called kid appropriate, but shoot, I'd freak out as a kid.
Now, do we have a confirmed location for this at all, Mr. E? Do we know?
Yes. So this is going to be where the weekend maze.
Oh, so it's going to be in Soundstage 15.
It is in Soundstage.
Wow. Okay.
It's in that big space. It's a huge space, right? So when I was there last weekend, you were able to see everybody starting to move the pieces into the soundstage. So seems like they're keeping all the pieces outside over here. Hopefully they covered them up before the rain, but then they're slowly moving them indoors and building it. And I feel like, we didn't really catch it, but that's what they were doing with the weekend earlier when we saw these pieces last year. I just never made that connection. I always thought it was it's just T-pad stuff. Nah, man. They had us good right there. But yeah, so it's going to be where the weekend was. So yeah, it's indoors, full control of weather, full control of the effects. I mean, dude, this could be something really, really awesome. I saw Aiden also ask, very curious what wait times on these walkthroughs are going to be. Yeah, man. I mean, for sure, there's three, right? There's Star Trek as an actual walkthrough, Dungeons and Dragons is an actual walkthrough, and then Jujutsu Kaisen seems to be a show, like a projection show that's going to be inside the DreamWorks theater. So yeah, what are the wait times going to look like for these things? I mean, look, it's a separate ticketed event like Horror Nights, so times could be up there. Like, there's a reason why they're offering a frequent fear pass, a super fan pass for people to go more than once.
And they also offer Express, which is very interesting. Which that means that they're anticipating at least some sort of wait, and then for you to be able to bypass that wait.
Yeah. So, Rob, I hope you're wrong that it is not 4 hours. That's insane. Please don't say that. Rob. That's insane. But yeah, I mean, gents, any last words on Dungeons and Dragons or anything for FanFest? Like, what are y'all thoughts? Excitement?
If I don't get to roll at least one D20 in there for something, then what was the point? I need to roll a D20 and get something. Maybe if I roll a D20, I can skip the line if I hit a nat 20 or something. We'll see.
There you go. What it's going to be, John, in the experience is going to be a big D20 ball on like this spinny thing. They're like, someone go spin it, and you're gonna have to spin it like a big old lottery.
Kind of like a Hall of Shadows.
Yes.
There we go. Yeah, exactly. There we go. So, Nico,
Dungeons and Dragons, I'm stoked for, even though I don't know much about it. If you don't know much about it, there is a Dungeons and Dragons movie on Paramount Plus. That wasn't that bad. This is not a sponsorship. There's also Onward, which is a Pixar movie on Disney Plus, and that kind of loosely follows Dungeons and Dragons. So if you're interested to see what this will be about, those are two good movies to watch. Super stoked about Star Trek. I'm not a big Star Trek fan, but I'm very interested to see what they're gonna do for this walkthrough.
Exactly. Yeah.
And again, how scary will that be if it's some interstellar threat coming to attack us?
Yeah, dude.
And you have Back to the Future.
Just don't wear red or you won't make it. That's the trope on Star Trek. Don't wear red.
You're not
gonna make it out.
We have Back to the Future, where studio tours are going to take you to the back lot, and you're going to have the whole scene of Marty going back to the future, man. And the whole under the sea dance.
Yeah, and that one I'm interested in. And it's like it's supposed to be super immersive. I think that's a word, right?
Immersive.
Immersive. Yeah, immersive. There's going to be like actors walking around, like interacting with people.
Then Lorraine, Biff, George, Marty, Doc, like they're all going to be out there. You're going to
have the clock tower being struck by lightning. Like,
which how deep are they going to get with that? You know, are we going to have the DeLorean driving down the street? Is it going to is it actually going to happen? Like, what are we talking about here?
Right. No, I agree. Like, there's so much, and this is the first year of the event, so we really have no clue what's going to go down. We haven't there's no construction yet for it either right now, and it's starting April 27th, so we haven't seen anything yet. I'm assuming a lot of the stuff going on in, of course, we see with Dungeons and Dragons, they are working on that stuff. I'm assuming where these Star Trek experiences, which is in behind Despicable Me, I'm assuming they're bringing stuff in there right now, but we're not seeing anything in the park right now. Like, the Universal Plaza is not covered up yet for One Piece. Jujutsu Kaisen, I mean, maybe they already have the show ready to go since it's a projection show. But right now, DreamWorks is still just the Kung Fu Panda experience.
Yes. So with Jujutsu Kaisen, it was an attraction that was in Universal Studios Japan.
Oh, okay.
And so if you want to check it out, maybe there's videos on YouTube about it.
There we go.
But they're bringing it over here, and it's going to be completely dubbed in English for the first time.
Interesting.
To be
interesting.
Here at FanFest.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Albert asks, let's see if FanFest gets their own keep moving stuff. I mean, oh gosh. It's supposed to. So what I'm hearing is that in these walkthrough experiences, each part of the room kind of closes off and there's an experience that goes on, and then you go through the next room. It's called a pulsating experience. We went through that when we did the imaginary experience. But it's really it's one way to get a group of, maybe I wouldn't be surprised if the group is like 20 to 30 people going through each room together. That means you need big space for all that kind of stuff, but that's what it's going to be going on. Sorry, Rob. No, I mean, Rob does have a point, because he is saying we get 2-hour waits at HHN with 8 houses. Do not be surprised at 3 to 4 hour waits. I hope they have it figured out, Rob. I really do. But like John said, there's a reason why they have Express for this event. And like I said, there's a reason why they have the multiple night tickets.
And early entry too. They're selling early
entry.
It's like an HHN night, the same hours, everything.
Yep.
Very interesting.
And don't forget about Super Nintendo. Yoshi is debuting.
Oh, you're right. Here, Yoshi, and there's a show. There's a projection show too. A drone show. Yeah, dude. What the heck? I
completely forgot about that one.
This is gonna be nuts. I can't wait. Mary says, "Oh, I wish I could go, but I'm trying for Midsummer Scream this year."
Fair, very
well.
Fair.
Do not fear, Mary, because now it is time to talk about Midsummer Scream, ladies and gentlemen. Just announced about 2 days ago, Midsummer Scream returns to Long Beach with new dates, with a new weekend, August 15th through August 17th. And the passes go on sale March 8th with a 40% discount. So that is in 2 days, ladies and gentlemen. Gents, Midsummer Scream is back. What do we feel? How do we feel about August 15th, these new dates? How do we feel about that first? I want to start off with that, because these are drastically different to what we've had before.
They are very close to Horror Nights times and just Halloween in general. So it's not even a midsummer type of thing. But date-wise, for me at least, I'm relieved, because last year was hell.
Oh my gosh.
Having to fight going to Comic-Con and then coming up for Midsummer. I was toast. I was done for. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. Just the dates do seem a little bit later, but I'm kind of fine with it.
Well, it's crazy too, because if you think about it, it's going to go Midsummer Scream, Horrors Unleashed, Universal Orlando, Universal Hollywood. Literally this time, Midsummer Scream is going to be in its purest form, the kickoff to the Halloween season, and Summer Scream. Exactly. Yeah. It's an interesting choice for sure, but I mean, I look forward to Midsummer Scream every single year. It's only getting bigger. It's only getting better. Tons of vendors, tons of fun things to do. Yeah. I'm excited, man. I can't wait. I do love. I'm gonna miss having the taste of it in July, at the end of July, but it is what it is, and I think the 40% off sale is a great opportunity for anyone looking for take advantage.
Take advantage of it.
Not only do the prices go up, but then they also sell out. So if you're able to nab them this weekend, do it.
Yeah, no, that's and I agree 100%. The fact that Midsummer Scream is for sure an annual thing, and that we get to see it again, right? The dates, I agreed, not great, August 15th and 17th, but there's so much that Midsummer Scream has to offer just by the event itself. I know there's a lot of announcements that go on for, sometimes mazes. We see that with HHN mazes, scare zones get announced at Midsummer Scream, which I did see this comment that I'll bring up afterwards. But there is still Hall of Shadows you got to experience. This is really, I think, a good time for those who have home haunts, because August 15th, if they're starting their home haunts in September, if it's possible, well, these people who go August 15th through the 17th are not going to forget about the home haunts. It's going to be fresh in their minds.
Sure.
Be like, oh, I remember this place. Let's go to this place. It opens up in 20 days. Let's go do it, kind of thing, But there's so much offered at Midsummer Scream, and it's not just the announcements. If you go there, there is so many different panels. There is so many actors that you can meet. I know Art the Clown is going to be there this year. I forget the actor's name, but he's actually going to be there. And I know sometimes he shows up dressed as Art the Clown, so I wouldn't be surprised if you will legitimately see Art the Clown there. And that makes me wonder, because I did see this. AJ's Day Off said that just means we're getting a last minute announcement at Horror Nights panel. What if they announce Terrifier at Midsummer Scream and have Art the Clown come out?
The crowd would go insane.
Would go in the history books of haunt announcements.
The convention center would implode from all the screams and the vibrations of people going crazy and running up and down the aisles. It would be nuts, dude.
Absolutely.
It would be nuts.
Oh, thank you, Albert. Yes, David Howard Thornton. Yes, that's his name. I got to give respect to him. Especially, he also, if you guys have ever seen, he did a short film playing the Joker, and he killed it. It's phenomenal. You can catch the short film. Pretty sure it's still on YouTube. It's essentially just like, I forget what it's called, if someone knows what it's called, but it's the Joker. He captures Robin essentially, and it's a whole interrogation scene between the two, and it's beautiful. But I think that would, like, oh my god, that would be nuts if that were to happen. And I hope we're giving you guys ideas, Horror Nights. You know, I feel like that would be something really cool.
Because
we have,
to be fair, last year, like the latest announcement I could find was like the late night with Chucky and that stuff, and that was August 29th. So it's never too late to save an announcement for this event.
And especially last year, dude, announcements were being released super duper late compared to like previous years. Like it was, we were really following like Orlando's schedule. Like it was just like IPs were steadily being like released towards the end.
It was so frustrating.
It was frustrating. It was very frustrating. I see Rob talking about they're getting too big for Long Beach. I enjoy it being there, but it's packed. Well, we did talk about that last year. Like if they were able to move over to Anaheim, like the convention center over there where they do D23, I feel like that's a huge spot that could totally work out for Midsummer Scream.
I think it's the biggest convention center in the U.S. or
the Anaheim one?
No, that can't be right. Not bigger than the Orange County Convention Center in Florida, is it?
I think so.
Wow.
Anaheim Convention. I'm looking it up right now. Don't you worry.
Albert also says that's right around the time Fright Fest begins construction. Well, not, you know, I would be defending Fright Fest right now, but you're right. You're right. Last year,
there's no denying it.
That was around the time.
There's photographic evidence of it. We've got the timestamps.
There's proof. So anyways, gents, any last words about Midsummer Scream before we get to the final topic of tonight's stream?
I mean, they've only announced a few things of what's going to be at Midsummer Scream. Yeah. There's going to be more coming, so I'm sure there's some prizes, some more surprises in store for us. So just stay tuned because we'll talk about it for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Anaheim Convention Center, largest on the West Coast. So
there we go. Get it right, Nico.
Yeah, whatever.
Alrighty. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about something that has been going on over, of course, at the Hauntlines, socials, on the channel, on all of our channels. If you guys are following us on Instagram, you might have been seeing that we've been posting a lot on our stories about something called Maze Madness. Now, Maze Madness, I'm going to let John take the lead on Maze Madness because I do not want to mess this up, because this is a phenomenal thing that I am so excited to take part of. John, take it away. Maze Madness, dude. You are mad to think of this.
Well, first of all, I want to thank everyone for all the votes that we've gotten. I mean, Maze Madness isn't possible without all of you participating in it, and the participation has been fierce. It's been on fire. So I want to thank everyone right off the bat. So yeah, we are round 1 of Maze Madness is done. There were 42 mazes to start with, and they were all paired randomly to go against each other. All mazes from 5 major SoCal haunts. We are doing all the voting in our Instagram stories, so be sure to look out for those. We're on a break right now. We're going to start again on Monday. Round 2 will start on Monday in our Instagram stories. And then once we're done with round 2, round 3, round 4, and then the final round is all going to take place live on YouTube via live stream. So we're all, Mr. E, Nico, we're all going to get together and we're going to live stream with y'all, and there will be voting happening live, which is going to be nuts.
Oh my gosh,
and one person is going to be declared the best maze of 2024, and I'm super, super excited. Unfortunately, Howl of Scream San Diego has been knocked out of the competition.
Oh, sorry, Aiden.
Sorry, man. Yeah, they are officially out. I'm going to make a post about this, hopefully either tomorrow or Saturday, but the people moving on to round 2 of the maze.
I'm going to try to show this to you guys. You guys get a sneak peek of the round exclusive. 2, those who get to go through.
This is a TLEV
I'm going to try to, it's a little blurry, guys, but I will go through them. Unless, John, if you want to go through them.
No, go for it, man.
Okay, so here we go. We've got Widows versus Infirmary. We have
that's a rough one.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Legacy of Leatherface versus Eternal Bloodlines. We have 8 Fingers 9 from Not Scary Farm versus Willoughby's Resurrected from Fright Fest. We have Bloodline 1842. Bloodline made it through? What?
It did. Well, I mean, it technically hasn't competed yet.
So you know what? That's right. You're right.
Yeah,
You're
so
right.
It's going to compete. Right. All Horror Nights and all Not Scary Farm is happening in round 2. So we'll see how far Bloodline makes it.
All right. It's Bloodline 1842 from Scary Farm versus The Conjuring Universe from Fright Fest. Then we have The Grimoire versus from Scary Farm versus Truth or Dare from Fright Fest. We have Insidious. Oh my God. Insidious from HHN versus Stranger Things from Fright Fest. Make sure you guys remember Stranger Things from Fright Fest, not from HHN. Then we have Cinema Slasher from Scary Farm versus Condemned Forever Damned.
And that's a typo. It's condemned, forever damned.
Condemned, yes. From Fright Fest. Then we have Ghostbusters from HHN versus Trick or Treat from Fright Fest. We have Origins, the classic Origins from Scary Farm versus Lullaby. All right. Lullaby from Dark Harbor. We have A Quiet Place from HHN versus, what does that say? Oh, Nightmare Trilogy.
The Weekend.
Where's Nightmare Trilogy? Oh, that's the one over
Babel Grable.
Oh
so
my gosh.
It's
you're right.
HHN versus HHN. Yeah, man.
Weekend. Wow. All right. That is an interesting one. The Chilling Chambers from Scary Farm versus Sewer of Souls from Fright Fest. We have Waxworks, rest in peace, from Scary Farm versus Trick or Treat, but the one from LA Haunted Hayride. So make sure you got that. Mesmer from Scary Farm versus Big Top Terror from Dark Harbor. We also got Monstrous 2 from HHN versus Saw Legacy of Terror from Fright Fest. Room 13 from Scary Farm versus Vault 666 Unlocked from Fright Fest. Then, last but not least, we have Dead Exposure. Oh, this is an interesting pairing. Dead Exposure Death Valley from HHN versus Army of the Dead from Fright Fest. So
Battle of the Desert.
You guys will be able to see. Yeah, exactly. You guys will be able to see those way easier and way better on John's or on the Hauntlines Instagram. And then we're going to be reposting them so y'all know where to vote.
Yeah, man.
John,
this next round is going to get tough, man. And I can't wait to see who wins and who moves on to, like, the third round and then the semifinals and then the finals. And then we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, again, thank you everyone for voting. It's been really fun seeing everyone's votes, and we're going to decide this thing live. And it's gonna be so interesting. It's gonna
I mean,
be
we got Rob saying
Willoughby's
taking it all. Hey, you know what? That's fair. Albert's saying Dead Exposure's taking it all. I mean,
man.
guys,
Man.
I have my favorite. Don't get me wrong, but dude, it's getting interesting. I have a feeling that Lullaby is gonna get through for some of them. Insidious is gonna get there, and Scary Farm. I mean, shoot, dude, we're going to see. I have a feeling Origins, just the classic Origins, is gonna keep going through. I mean, I don't know what y'all got as your tops, but those are mine, guys.
Yeah, I mean, Insidious for sure for me is a top one. I would love to see Waxworks make it through.
Yeah.
I'm a cinema slasher, of course. I'd love to see it make it through, but the competition is heavy. It's very heavy.
Fierce. It is fierce. Aiden, I will Scream 2026. Just trust me. And that's what we with, right? This is just the first year of Maze Madness, okay? I feel like it's going to become an annual thing because, man, what a freaking idea. And I can't wait. So, John, we don't have a particular date yet for that live, but we're just going to.
Not yet. We're eyeballing it maybe for the 3rd week of March, but we'll keep you guys updated. Next week is all round 2, and then from there, we'll announce the actual live stream date, and we'll battle it out live.
Can't wait. I can't wait. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for the TLEV show today. I am so happy to be back on here. And of course, TLEV show lives are going to be on here occasionally. But if you want to catch all 3 of us, we go live a lot of times on the Hauntline YouTube channel, and especially with Maze Madness. You guys are going to see these mugs a lot more over there. Gentlemen, start telling everybody where to find you all.
Go ahead, Nico.
All right. You can find me at the Entertainment Connection, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, kind of, and just everywhere. Anywhere, any social media that you go on, I'm pretty sure you could find us there. Entertainment Connection.
You can find us at the Hauntline on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. That's it for now. But yeah, and we've got a podcast coming out very soon. We've got a lot of fun surprises coming out soon, so keep your ear to the ground.
Heck yeah. And of course, TLEV Media, you guys can find on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You guys already found us here. Videos are coming out a lot from us 3, so make sure you guys are staying connected, staying terrified with the Hauntline. Make sure to call in. And of course, stay with us for our extraordinary adventures. So ladies and gentlemen, we will see you guys again, and bye for now.